Have you ever just felt completely hijacked by an emotion, like a wave of panic or anger just washes over you? The author of the book we're looking at today tells this incredible story. He was in his car, going through a really tough time, and bam, a panic attack hits him. But right in the middle of it, he has this massive realization. He wasn't anxious. A part of him was anxious, and he was so much more than just that one part.
So, that just begs the question, right? What if all those tough, conflicting feelings you have, that nagging anxiety, that harsh inner critic, that flash of anger, what if they aren't the real you? What if they're just parts of you, kind of like a whole family of different voices living inside your head?
And that idea, well, it's the very heart of a really powerful model we're going to explore today. It's an invitation to meet your own internal family through a framework called Internal Family Systems, or you'll hear it called IFS. All right, so let's dive right in with this feeling of having a mind at war. We've all been there, you know? One part of you is like, we're going to get up early and go to the gym. And another part is like, nope, we're staying on this couch forever. That inner tug of war, it can be absolutely draining. This is where Internal Family Systems comes in. It flips the script on how we see our minds. It says your mind isn't just one single thing. It's more like a collection of different parts or subpersonalities. And here's the really mind-blowing idea. Every single one of these parts, even the ones that cause you trouble, actually has a good intention. They're all trying to help you in their own, sometimes clumsy way. So let's get to know this internal family a little better. I want you to imagine your mind is like an orchestra, or maybe a big bustling household. Each part has its own unique feelings, its own memories, its own way of seeing the world. And sometimes they play beautiful music together. And other times, well, it's just a whole lot of noise, right? And this right here, this is the absolute foundation of IFS. It's a total game changer. The founder, Richard Schwartz, says it over and over. There are no bad parts. Think about that. Even the part of you that procrastinates, or the part that gets really angry, or the part that feels that deep anxiety, it truly believes it's protecting you from something. The goal isn't to fight these parts, it's to understand them. Okay, so if it's a family, who's in it? Let's meet the key players. IFS suggests that our parts usually fall into three main categories. And what's so cool is how they all work together in this intricate system that's designed, ultimately, to protect us. This is like a little map to your inner world. So first up, you've got your exiles. These are your young, vulnerable parts. They hold the pain from your past, the shame, the trauma, the fear. They carry these heavy beliefs, these burdens, like, I'm not good enough. Now, to keep that pain locked away, you have two kinds of protectors. First are the managers. They are super proactive. They're your inner planner, your inner critic, the part that worries and tries to control everything to make sure those exiles never get hurt again. But what happens when that doesn't work, when that pain flares up? That's when the firefighters rush in. They are reactive. They just want to put out the emotional fire right now with whatever they can find. Binge watching TV, overeating, endlessly scrolling on social media. Sound familiar? This analogy of the Dutch boy with his finger in the dike, it's just perfect. It really captures how hard these protective parts are working. They are desperately holding back this huge flood of painful feelings from your exiles. They genuinely believe that if they let go, the whole system, you, is going to be completely overwhelmed. So, with all these parts reacting and protecting and fighting for control, you have to wonder, who's actually supposed to be driving the bus? Well, this is where IFS introduces the most important player in your entire inner world. See, at the very center of all these battling parts is your core self. And the self isn't just another part. It's your essence. It's who you are when all the noise quiets down. It's naturally calm, curious, compassionate, and confident. It's the wise, loving leader that your internal family has been waiting for this whole time. It's the conductor who can finally bring harmony to that chaotic orchestra. And check this out. The qualities of the self are often called the 8 C's. We're talking curiosity, calm, compassion, confidence, courage, clarity, creativity, and connectedness. And the wild part is, these aren't things you have to go out and build or somehow create. They are already inside of you. When you feel curious about a feeling instead of judging it, or calm in a stressful moment, that's you, connected to yourself. It's your natural state. I just love this analogy. Yourself is always there, always shining, just like the sun.
Your parts, all those worries and fears and anxieties, they're just clouds that temporarily drift in front of it and block the light. The sun hasn't gone anywhere. You just need the clouds to part to feel that warmth again. Okay, this is all fascinating theory, right? But how do we actually use this? This is where it all becomes a really powerful practical tool that can literally change the way you talk to other people, and maybe more importantly, how you talk to yourself. All right, if you only take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. This is the key. The goal is to learn to speak for your parts, not from your parts. Instead of letting a part completely take you over, you, from that calm center of self, become its spokesperson. You give it a voice, but you're still in charge. And the difference this little shift in language makes is, well, it's huge. Let's look at an example. So speaking from an anxious, critical part sounds like this. You always make us late. It's an attack, right? It puts the other person on the defensive. But speaking for that exact same part sounds like this. Hey, a part of me is really worried we're going to be late. Can you just feel the difference? The second one opens up a conversation instead of starting a fight. You're not blended with the anxiety, you're simply acknowledging it. So why does any of this matter? Why go through all this trouble to get to know these parts? What's the real payoff? Well, when you start letting yourself take the driver's seat, the impact can be, honestly, profound. It ripples out into every single corner of your life. When you're self-led, your relationships just get better because you're communicating with connection instead of criticism. At work, you can suddenly tap into that natural confidence and creativity that was buried under all the worry. If you're a parent, you find you can respond with patience instead of reacting from a triggered part. And underneath it all, you just start to feel a much deeper sense of inner peace and connection. And let's just bring it all home by remembering the real goal here. This isn't about declaring war on your inner critic or trying to banish your anxiety forever. No way. It's about bringing every part to the table, listening to what they have to say, and creating harmony. Yourself becomes the conductor, helping all these different instruments play beautifully together in the symphony that is you. So this leaves us with a really powerful question to carry with us. The next time you feel that inner conflict, that rush of anger, that wave of worry, just take a breath and ask yourself, who is leading my internal family right now? Is it one of my parts or is it myself? The answer, well, it just might change everything.